You want to know the secret of life, guys? I'll give it to you right here. When you're a little bit crazy, they think you're nuts. When you're batshit crazy, they make you their leader. Okay? That's the key to life right there. Okay, repeat that after me. When you're a little bit crazy, repeat after me. When you're a little bit crazy, they think you're nuts. When you're batshit crazy, they make you their leader. Okay, look, simple point. Look at DJ Khaled, okay? Like it's like, yo, 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 yo. The key to success, y'all. What up, Snapchat? The Dove soap. The Dove soap. Key to success. Dove. Right? Complete idiots. Look at Lil Wayne. A milli, right? But he's not just a little bit crazy. He's batshit crazy. You got to go all the way. Okay? If you look a little crazy, look, that guy's crazy. No, when you're batshit crazy, you make millions. Okay? Batshit crazy. Millions. Date whoever you want. Millions of dollars. Because you're batshit crazy. Now, you can't go to a billion, most likely, batshit crazy. But you make like Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, they cooled off, right? Dre, you make that first 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, straight out of Compton, right? Ice Cube, you know what I'm saying, right? At the Police, right? That's how you make your first 50 million. Now you want to go past, you want to make Beats headphones. Oh, I'm Andre Young. I'm contributing to the Musical Academy of UFC. And this is Jimmy Iovine. And me and Jimmy have built a great business. And we were bought out by Apple. And even though we have and I love NWA, but even though we have entire skits of doing horrific things on the NWA album, Tim Cook will still allow me to be on the board of advisors while giving problems to people that say even less bad stuff than I said, but I'll be on the board of advisors because he has no moral center at all. Oh, of course he does, right? Makes sense, right? Go look up some of those Dre albums, see what's said in there. But yeah, he's on the board of advisors. And they give a hard time to other people. Why? Because double standard, right? Just like during COVID, you got people flying without masks. If they have money on a private plane, that's for the plebs. We all get that. We all know this is double standard. Oh, well, Dre's on the other side now. He can just, say that stuff and doesn't get held against him. It's all cool, right? And now Dre, he goes and he makes a nice thing at USC and he does a charity and he's with Jimmy Iovine. He's not making those crazy albums anymore. Detox coming any day, y'all, except it's not, right? The Detox album, the sequel to Chronic 2001, any day now, except it's not. Sean Carter, probably the best rapper ever, one of, it could put out another album, but just puts out the 444 album. It's like a weird Guggenheim painting. It's like the painting you'd find at the Guggenheim. It's kind of hard to interpret, and the beats suck, and there's no good beat selection or memorable songs or anthems at all, but just I'm Sean, story of OJ. It's not memorable. Name one beat from 444. Name one beat that you can remember at all from Compton, the soundtrack. You can't remember any of it because now they're playing to not lose. Right now, they sell out. They're playing to not lose. They're getting that VC money. VC money is I wear a suit. I don't have a beard. I'm very reliable. I'm a trustworthy, boring man. And you can give me that VC money, baby. Yeah, right? So if I'm not going to do that, then I'm going to talk like this. And I'm going to have a beard like this. And I'm going to sit there like a giant idiot, okay? The biggest idiot, okay? Like a milli. The keys to success. That's look at WWF wrestlers, right? Whoa! Okay? Idiots. That's the champion. The way to the 50 mil, idiot. Way to a billion, sellout, satanic, pedo stuff, okay? So, I'm just kidding. Okay? So that's the joke that they made. But that Epstein Island thing, that wasn't real, right? Epstein Island, right? I mean, no big deal, right? Epstein Island, just don't worry about that there's an Epstein Island. It's don't worry about that. Right? Epstein commits suicide. He jumped off his bed with a blanket. What a weird coincidence. The cameras are up. Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell, where did she, she has all the data, but we heard nothing about it, and she's just gone. It's it's all cool, right? Yeah. And people ask me why I don't want to be a billionaire. I choose idiots. Okay, so an idiot is truly the path to success. And that was the one fully serious thing that I said here. And if you want to know the reason why that is, I'll explain it to you, okay? See, everybody walks around pinging off everyone else in society. Am I cool? Am I dressed the right way? Do people like me? Do I fit in, right? That's what everybody's doing. But the real leader, the alpha, so to speak, is not thinking like that. So what they're doing is they're not paying off of anybody, so they talk how they naturally want to talk, which is kind of like how a baby would act. Okay, so I have a 4-year-old named Tristan. Tristan, you can't tell him nothing, okay? I've never had a serious conversation with my 4-year-old son Tristan. Not even one, by the way. That kid has no chill. That kid will not fail the shit test. That kid has no chill. Like you're like Tristan, I want to talk to you. Yeah, you're like, I'll bring him in here tomorrow. Tristan, I want to. Yeah.
Guys, no chill.
No chill. Okay, like give me a second. So I'll be like Tristan. I'll be like, okay, so we're gonna go here, and he's like, and he'll just like grab my necklace off and run around in a circle with it. He's like, I got your necklace. Like nothing that you say to Tristan will make him take you serious because he's in his baby consciousness still. It's kind of been protracted with him. So it's this thing where he does what he wants to do. Now as we get older, we have to submit, right? We're forced to submit. We're forced to kill what our actual will is. We're forced to not see reality correctly anymore. It's like, oh, 2 + 2 = 5 now. 2020, right? 2020 is 2 + 2 = 5. That's like what they said. So in the same way, you're not like, don't trust those lying eyes. 2 + 2 isn't 4. Don't trust those lying eyes. George Orwell, 1984. 2 + 2 is 5, right? How did Orwell know that was going to happen? There's plenty of ways you should look that up. Same as Brave New World. Look that up. So look up Aldous Huxley's brother. Go look that stuff up. So look all this stuff up. You're like, whoa, okay, wake up. So that baby thing, that's actually who you really are. That's you playing, joking. Like Lil Wayne, what is it, a milli? That's Wayne. That's really Wayne. So we look at him and we say, wait a minute, that guy is actually able to express freely. He's not held back. He's not stuck inside his mind. He's not having to placate everybody. It's like, like there's a great, see if you can maybe find the quote from Tim Grover in Winning about the kid with like the double boots and are we able to find that? That'd be kind of hard to find, right? Okay, so Tim Grover wrote Relentless, wrote the book Winning, amazing books. I met him briefly in person, great guy, coach of Michael Jordan, Kobe, and Dwayne Wade. And he basically said that as a kid, it's like, we'll get the quote, but it's like, you could have like 5 boots on your body and like a cowboy hat and a purple shirt and a wand and a fairy thing, and you'll just keep going. It's like some quote like that. I'll pull the quote out. But that's Lil Wayne, right? He's gonna grow out his hair, right? He's gonna wear the bling. He's gonna shake. He's gonna go crazy. People see that. They view you as having the most fun. Freedom is actually real wealth. You guys don't realize that. Remember I said a lot of the billionaire people I know, they're losers? They're controlled. They are controlled. Think about it this way, okay? Look at Mark. I really appreciate the services that Mark Zuckerberg created. So I'm not going to just sit there insulting him. But look at Zuckerberg. You see, does he look like someone who can speak freely? No. Look at his pupils. Look at the poor guy. Yeah. Look at this boy. He's finally doing a little MMA, trying to break out of his shell. I'm happy for him. Looks like a hostage, honestly. Looks like a hostage. It's like, Mr. Zuckerberg, what do you think of X, Y? He's like, right? His eyes are huge. He looks like Elizabeth Holmes. He's got those Elizabeth Holmes eyes, right? Like this, right? He's like, well. Anyway, it's like I have a thought. I mean, I think this, right? Like the poor guy, this poor man, and that's not an easy and that's not an easy rap. Imagine you got all that money and you're building something. You're trying to connect the world. Everybody's mad at you. Right, and you kind of can't, the poor guy can't win because if he does things to the, in pro to the right wing, the left wing will hate him. Pro to the left, the right wing will hate him. He's like he's like literally like this like centerpiece. Like it's like as if you're this body and like the whole side of this room's pulling your arm, the whole side of this room's pulling your arm. You're about to be split in half. You're just trying like this. Please don't split me in half. And the poor guy feels that way, but he's not able to truly express freely and just do what it is that he wants to do. Elon Musk is actually able to express a lot more freely. I wonder who taught him. And what you got to understand is that it's a baseline level wealth that you can do what it is that you want to do. You can say what it is that you want to say. That doesn't mean to be a hateful person. That just makes you a jackass. But the point is that if you're somebody who can't speak your mind and not be unfiltered, what are you really, right? Right now, am I reading off a PowerPoint? I mean, maybe I should. But am I reading off a PowerPoint?
No.
So why am I able to come up here and there's not a ton of stalling out or things like that? I could just rip out a speech. Why am I able to do that?
Because you don't care what.
What's that?
Multiple times.
It's because I read the Bible. Yeah, it is because I've connected that part of myself that I'm not filtering. I'm saying what I believe. I'm not saying something to impress anybody other than myself. I'm giving the seminar that I think is cool, that's fun for me. And notice this big thing here too. It's in any social interaction, there's one person reacting more to the other person than that person is reacting to themselves, or that person is reacting to themselves, okay? So one person is reacting more to the other person. So what we do, this is very key, guys. It's from Blueprint. Remember the Blueprint. I've put in other videos too. There's something called social pinging. Whoever has the strongest reality wins. Say the word social pinging.
Social pinging.
Say whoever has the strongest reality wins. So what that means is somebody will pull the person into the other person's reality. Say the person who pings less dictates the reality. So that's why so notice what Lil Wayne is actually doing, okay? Lil Wayne goes in his body. He feels into his body. Oh, okay, want to come share the quote?
Yeah.
Okay, pop over here. Great quote for y'all. You guys ready?
Babies get up, fall down, laugh, cry. Do it over and over. At no point do they say, I'm done with this. They do what feels right. They don't care what you think about it. If they don't like it, what you feed them, they'll spit it out. They'll sing and dance for no reason. Draw crazy scribble pictures and dress in whatever feels right. One purple boot, one orange sneaker, fairy wings and a hard hat, and 4 t-shirts, and singing happy birthday to everybody on the street. Until the adults get involved. You can't wear that. You look crazy. Get in your house. Change your clothes. It's nobody's birthday. Why are you singing? No matter how confident those kids are, eventually someone shames it out of them. Or something happens to make them believe they're not good enough in some way. Very few kids have the ability to ignore that, and it stays with you. Everyone who has succeeded has had the confidence to look a bit crazy when everyone sees it and tells you to stop. It's lonely. You can't break confident people because they've been broken over and over again. They are learning for themselves how confident and powerful they truly are. When you've been knocked down, confidence gives you the patience to stay down for a minute, assess what happened, and get up stronger. When you're giving everything you have, your life to winning, it's hard to tolerate people who don't, even if they are connected to you. You have to accept people who don't get it. You are creating distance from them. You're obsessed. You're crazy. You're the problem. You're solving problems that they can't even see. It makes you harder and colder. It deadens your emotions to how other people feel about you. But the greatest winners are the least sensitive. They are hardened to that criticism. The zone is about calmness and clarity. Emotions are the opposite. The more emotional you get, the more you have to deal with those feelings instead of focusing on what you are doing. We are not robots. I want you to be happy and sad, just not at the same time while you're trying to win. It's too erratic. Not playing with emotion, but playing with energy. Focus, intensity, alert, and strong. Steady and consistent. Your mind must remain stronger than your feelings. And it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, I mean, it could be endless. Yeah, see how awesome that is? That's amazing. Thank you, bro. Thanks, Sid. So let's just sort of tie together the bow there. So the points that I was trying to make to you is that a couple broad points here. One is, if you're going to sell out and be like Zuckerberg or something, right? He made his choice because he's like, look, I'm trying to connect the world. There's a lot of other theories behind what happened with all that, but we'll just give it the best, friendliest theory. So the point is, he's trying to connect the world, right? So he made that choice to get, whether it's venture capital money or deal with regulators or whatever else it is, right? So he's made untold amounts of money. But look how stressed he is. Well, would you rather have that, or would you rather have 10 million or 20 million or 30 million, but not have to have that stress and to be able to say what it is that you want to say and do what it is that you want to do? At what point are you over-optimized for money to where you have enough money that you can literally do whatever you want to do, but maybe you're not going to own the $180 million yacht, but you just have a friend that has it, and you go on that yacht, and then you don't even have to deal with all the upkeep of it. I promise you that when I even do a party, my friends that just get to come enjoy the exact same party that I did without any of the stress. So it's really just egoic and a sort of like a sense of not knowing who we are that makes us need to over-optimize for money, unless maybe you're trying to change the world, like Elon is trying to change the world and has changed the world. So that's a little bit of a different case. But unless you're actively changing the world, at what price do you give up your freedom? Think about that. Where's the price that you give away your freedom? As an example, I look at a staff member, a team member, and I'm like, well, where are their strengths and where are their weaknesses? Right? Where's their strength? Where's their weakness? What can this team member be? And then I want to bring out whatever it is that they can be, whatever that is, right? So I'm able to look at the strengths and weaknesses of what something is, okay? A business like what I do is not built to be scaled to billions of dollars. My entire shtick cannot be scaled. It's too easily misinterpreted, too easily demonized, too easily taken out of context. I want to joke around. I want to do seminars where I say things that are kind of like these sort of like half-true parables that I'll say that then make you think a little bit more deeply. Why do I like to do that? if I just spell the thing out, you're not forced to invest into what's being said, and you're not forced to lean into what's being said. The reason why the Bible is my favorite all-time book, among many reasons, but a major reason, is because when Jesus is talking, he doesn't just give it to you straight. He makes a parable where you have to think about it, like just one line, like say the narrow road, and you need a year to think about that. Just that one line, the narrow road. The Sermon on the Mount, that could take you a lifetime to think about that. He doesn't just give it to you. So because it takes you a lifetime to think about the Sermon on the Mount, it has layers of depth to it because you have to lean into it, right? If imagine right now, you were to hike to the top of a mountain to find the wise man who would give you the key to life. And so you set out on a journey. You got your food ready. You taught yourself how to climb. Maybe this is somewhere in Tibet. This is somewhere in Bhutan or one of these places. I don't even know where this is. And so you're sitting there, you're climbing this mountain, right? And you climb, and weather comes, and weather hits you, and you're being smacked down by the cold. And obstacles come, and weird bears in the mountains come, and mountain goats come, and you pass through all of them, and you get to the top of the mountain. Right there at the top, the man with the beard who's meditating looks at you. He says, "You made it. You made it to the top. You made it to the top." Now, what is the secret? What is the secret of life? What is the meaning of this? You beg him to know. I've come all the way here. What is it? And he looks at you and he says, life is. And you've been building and building so much. Remember the pen earlier? The pen? You've been building months of buy-in going to the mountain, months of stress, months of turmoil, months of personal time, energy, and danger investment. And your mind, because you've invested so much and leaned in so hard, that the mere epiphany, life is, your mind starts to defragment this. And you go all the way back to the Big Bang, all the way back to nothingness, to the explosion of the earth, the explosion of the universe. The earth is made, asteroids go around, they coalesce. Life forms. There's no other life that we can see anywhere else in the galaxy. But through this raw fluke of life itself, we now realize that we are. And maybe your father was mean to you. Maybe someone dumped you. Maybe somebody stabbed you in the back. But life is. And your mind suddenly goes into absolute presence, absolute peace, into a state of total acceptance of everything that ever was, everything that ever is, and everything that ever will be. And in that moment, you become Eckhart Tolle. You get a beige vest, and you go on Oprah, and you get a bell, and you go, ding, and then everyone goes, "Oh, Eckhart, oh my God, oh, the power of now, oh, changed my life. Changed my life." Wow. And he's like, "Everyone, namaste." That's not crazy, right? See, if you're a little bit crazy, they think you're nuts. When you're batshit crazy, they make you what? The leader, right? So now Eckhart, you all come out, you go to talk to someone, you talk one-on-one, you take turns. Eckhart comes out, he's got the beige vest. You wear the beige vest. You lack in fashion. Eckhart wears the beige vest. He doesn't care about materialistic things. He's Eckhart, ooh, right? Comes out, needs a chiropractic adjustment real bad, but hasn't had one in 50 years. You don't get a chiropractic adjustment. You just didn't go to the Joint Chiropractic. Eckhart doesn't get a chiropractic adjustment. He's enlightened, okay? Comes on out, you come out with bells. They tell you to put the frickin' bells away, right? Eckhart comes out with the bells. Ding, everyone cries. "Oh, Eckhart, the bell. I'm so present. Thank you. You changed my life. What do you have to say, Oprah?" She's like, "I'm a little busy in Maui right now, handling my bell." Oh, what a tragedy. Yes, Eckhart, you're so great. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Oprah. It is so amazing how sitting on a park bench resulted in me making millions in sales. It must be God's plan. I manifest it like in the movie The Secret. This is so cool. Now, but how come those other millions of people on the park bench didn't manifest it? Shh. They just weren't enlightened enough. right? They didn't have the power of now, clearly, right? You know, it's like that hot girl that just manifests everything. It's amazing. Like, all these guys just give her stuff. She's hot. But then all the not hot girls are just not as good at manifesting, I guess, right? They're just not as skilled in the art of manifestation. You know what I'm saying? So they just didn't know to raise their vibe. So what winds up happening is you Eckhart, right? Again, notice that because he's so like literally, if you're just like presence and you just hold frame, they're like, is this weird? Like, he doesn't talk, he takes pause between when he talks, like, it's because he's light, and you're like, oh, yeah, right? You know, Eckhart, I go to every Eckhart. I'm the biggest Eckhart fanboy. I would go gay for Eckhart, by the way. I'm as bought in as anybody. I'm the most Eckhart fanboy. I would literally go gay for Eckhart right now, okay? Gay, okay? So, just because I want to get the now. So Eckhart like comes in, you know, like he walks in, right? Like his manager comes out. She's like, everyone, Eckhart's coming. Don't clap, everyone. Show Eckhart your warm welcome with the ferocity of your silent presence. And everyone's like, oh, the silent presence, Eckhart, oh yes. And then like Eckhart like walks out, like just like he's like literally like sitting in the back, like chewing tobacco, like that, rub ones out, you know, like rubs one out, it's like, I'm in the now. The secret to being in the now, rubbing tobacco and fapping, right? Just like comes out, like you know, like gets rid of his pimp suit, puts on the beige vest, you know, lowers his posture like this, yeah, walks out. Like walks out, he's like, and he just like looks at everyone like this, and everyone's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's too much in the now. Oh, let me clean that up. Don't mind me. It was the now. You know how it gets, you know, right? We just get in the now and stuff, right? You get a little excited, you know, right? And then Eckhart's like, he's like, life is. And then everyone's like, like that. And then everyone's like, like that. And the whole room is filled with cum. And that's literally the seminar. They go home drenched in cum, and they're like, I'm so present right now. They don't even know whose cum it is. They get their wife pregnant, it rubs off on her, they don't even know whose baby it is. But we're all the same, right? We're all part of each other, like Eckhart said, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whose baby it is. You know what I mean, right? Because we're all one and the same, right? Like the law of oneness. So everybody will have everybody else's baby. Why? Because life is, guys. Life is. Beige vest, no chiropractor, life is, Oprah, ejaculation, babies. Make sense?
No.
Who is the biggest idiot of all time? Am I getting there? Am I becoming that? Will I become tonight on my 44th birthday? Will I become the biggest idiot in the world? What do you guys think? Yeah. Am I there yet? We're gonna go all the way to biggest idiot of all time, the greatest idiot. Fuck Wayne, fuck Khaled. I am the biggest idiot. I got the Millie. I got the Dove soap, the key to success. Because life is what? Okay? Right?
Yes.
Brilliant. Genius. Brilliant. Genius. Genius. Eckhart, come profits. Right? Profits. Okay? Because you can be the biggest idiot in the world, and the reason why, here's the actual lesson, okay? The actual lesson is, the actual lesson is that in any social interaction, there's one person who is pinging more off the other person. And if you ping less and do your thing, people will begin to question their worldview, and they will look to you to dictate reality. You immediately become a celebrity influencer and leader. Your dating life is off the charts. You can be a balding ginger garden gnome dating models. You can build a huge social media company. Everybody wants to see. Look, guys, look at Gary Vaynerchuk. Look at the guy. You're gonna make your face off, man. You're gonna make your face off. You're gonna have a You're gonna have an immigrant work ethic. Come on, work till your brain melts out of your face. Brain melts out of your face, man. Come on, man. Go to the garage sale, get a toy train set, and then you're gonna go take the toy train set, and you're gonna sell it for $1 and then hustle like an immigrant would, right? Profits, okay? Tony Robbins, I'm the wake of the giant within. Say yes, yes. Profits, okay? Lil Wayne, a million, profit, okay? DJ Khaled, the keys to success, y'all. I'm fat, y'all. Come on, y'all. I'm DJ Khaled, y'all. Profits, okay? Name it, profit. Anybody who you can think of at the top acts like an idiot. And then everybody goes, they're the ones allowed to act like an idiot. They get away with acting like an idiot. Profit, dating, money, and the keys to success. Profit. Name somebody. Name anybody making money under 50 mil. Name it. Name somebody. Go for it. Name it. I don't know who that is, but okay. How about like Bernie Sanders? Why is Bernie Sanders? He's like, okay, capitalists, the communists, oh, come on, capitalists and communists, right? And everyone's like, oh my God, Bernie, just save the world, right? Look at Trump. Comes out, he's like, it's huge, it's amazing, look at the long Ted Cruz, long Ted, puts his hand up, Bible high, and then he lies. That's his criticism on Ted Cruz, right? Then he goes, low energy Jeb Bush. Come on, Jeb, low energy. Oh, he's trying tonight. Jeb is trying tonight, little energy. Yeah, he's trying. Good job, Jeb. Good job, man. Oh, wait, it's Kasich. Look at John Kasich. Look at that. He's just eating his pancakes. Look at he takes his pancakes, he shoves it in his face. My son Barron says, Daddy, that man is eating his pancakes. I said, don't look, Barron. Don't look, Barron. You want that man to be your president? That's disgusting. Crooked Hillary. Look at Crooked Hillary. We're going to lock her up. Put Hillary Clinton in jail. She's going in jail. Like, does any of this make any sense? The wall. We'll build the wall. But Mr. Trump, the president of Mexico said that no, Mr. Trump, how are you going to pay for the wall? Mexico will pay. Oh, yes, Mexico will pay. Everyone's like, but the president of Mexico, he said he's not going to pay. He's like, the wall just got 10 feet higher. It's huge. It's huge. Right? Act a little bit crazy. You half-step that, they will think you're nuts. They will laugh you off the stage. You don't half-step it, you own the frame, they will make you the president, okay? Who wrote his speeches, guys? Wake up. They will make you the president, okay? They will make you the president, okay? Okay? Again, a little bit crazy, they think you're nuts. Batshit crazy, they make you their leader, okay? Because what happens is, it's very, very simple. It's about becoming what's called a one of one. Say that word, one of one. One of one. So as long as you are trying to live up to everybody else's standards, what's the problem here? You can't win. You will not win. See, what y'all don't understand, you see these guys like, you know what I took the red pill. I actually like those guys, but you know, they're like, I took the red pill. I like those guys, some of my friends, but I took the red pill. You know what I've learned? You gotta get that money, man. Yeah, man. You know, I haven't done a cold approach in like 8 years, but you know, you gotta get that money, man. And you gotta have those big muscles. Like a real alpha should, yeah. Have the muscles, man, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, hey, wanna go out? No, can't go out. I'm like, hey, we're gonna go out. We can go out together. It's Owen, let's go. I'm a little bit busy right now. we're not gonna have to actually go approach anybody. Yeah, it's the muscles, guys, right? Yeah. Like that, right? Here's the problem. Okay, go build your muscles. Name one guy in here. Name one. Let me find one person in here that's gonna get jacked enough. Maybe you, but okay. Yeah, he could do it. But other than him, this guy is gonna ruin my swag, okay? Other than him, there is nobody other than him. And maybe you at the back, I'm seeing like you got a good jawline, you're chewing gum. Is that called mewing? Are you doing the mewing thing? Okay, okay. He's got a little mewing going on, okay? He's got that jaw, baby, okay? Maybe you, maybe him. Everybody else in here, go, okay, I believe in working out. I think it's great for your health. Go do it. I plan to get back in the gym. I love the gym. It's great. Doesn't it feel good? But at the end of the day, do you think any of you, okay, if you have ever dated a top shelf woman, ask her who's in her DMs, okay? Go look up, like right now on your phone, look up like, okay, here's what I do this oftentimes in girls' DMs that I'm dating, okay? Look up Mario Rodriguez 85. This guy who's always in the DMs. It's probably not him. It's probably his assistant. Look it up. Pull your phone. Look up this guy, Mario Rodriguez, okay? Now, you can go take creatine, and you can take some protein, and you can take some pre-workout, and then you can do a deadlift, and you get a trainer, and you can get a membership at 24 Hour Fitness, okay? And then you'll be like, wow, I have like 14 and a half to like 50, yeah, like this freaking guy, right? Like this guy is literally like in the girls' DMs that I did. And it's like, sorry, Mario, you know I love you, bro. So the point is, okay, respect, man. Get your hustle, bro, okay. So it's like doing what he's supposed to be doing. But the point is, that's the dude who's in your girlfriend's DMs. It doesn't matter how much, you kind of look a bit like him. But maybe it's not Mario? Mario! I'm sorry, Mario. Okay, so it's like, that's the guy in her DMs, okay? Look, I got a big fat crib in LA. Every girl that I've dated has been invited to cribs for parties that are giant estates, bigger than the one that I'm currently living in. And Tiesto and Avicii used to live in my house. And the house that I have looks like a piece of garbage compared to the one that I'm living. Look, I'm wearing again, I mentioned this earlier, wearing like an $80,000 to $100,000 watch. I don't know what's worth these days. Okay, say you have this watch. Oh, I have an $80,000 watch, like a Rolex John Mayer edition, right? Okay, cool. You have that, great. Do you understand that $80K for a watch is nothing? Go look at, I've sat floor seat Lakers beside Floyd Mayweather, and I'm wearing $250,000 in bling. And then Floyd's beside me, he's just like, hey, little buddy, yeah, boy, okay? I'm chatting with Floyd, he's like, what do you do, man? I tried to tell him he doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, it's like a less successful version of Tony Robbins. Like, Tony Robbins is a scam, and he hates Tony because Tony coached Conor McGregor, right? I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm the less successful scam. He's like, yeah, right? He's like, get your money, boy, right? I'm like, yeah, Floyd, okay? So I've been at the floor seat Lakers with Floyd. Oh, I have a watch. Like, Floyd doesn't even wear this. Floyd would take this and throw it in the toilet. You can't win. You can't win. You can't win. You will lose. You will lose. You will lose and lose and lose. Because you're playing it safe, which is dangerous. That's what you don't get. You're playing it in the safe zone. You're like, I'm going to get my nice button-down shirt and some creatine and, try to get my money up. But and I got a nice Rolex. Ooh, look, you got a rose gold day date. Wow, good for you. Okay, but it's not some Jacob & Co. monstrosity. They've always seen better. Any of the people that you would date that are in the high end have seen better than what you're going to go get. You can't win. You will lose over and over and over, losing and losing and losing and losing, okay? You got a $10,000 table, Leo's got the yacht. They've been on Leo's yacht. Most people that you date at the highest shelf have been on his yacht. They've been on Bolzarian's yacht. They've been there. They've done that. You think you're going to compete with these guys. You're not. You will lose. There's one person out of 50,000 watches like, well, wait a minute, I am Dan Bolzarian or something. She actually watched our videos, was in one of our products. So, maybe Dan's like, hold my beer, I am Bolzarian. Okay, Dan, great, and thanks for being on Luke's program. But the point is, unless you're actually Dan, you'll lose. And that guy's 5'7". So, and by the way, you're probably not gonna be him. So how do you actually win? Simple, repeat this after me. Become one of one, say it.
Become one of one.
So what I'm doing here, what am I actually showing you via not saying it, right? I don't walk up here in my little safe suit, okay? Like, I'm like, even though I like the guy, but I'm imitating people like, I am Simon Sinek. And another guy's actually been very nice to me. I'm Lewis Howes, okay? Like, that's right. I'm Simon Sinek / Lewis Howes, who again has been very nice to me. And it's like, you know what? You should become one of one. And then they just sort of say it, but they're not showing it to you. They're not showing you what that looks like. They're not necessarily taking a risk. It's like, you know what's the greatest risk of all? Adding value to other people. And then everyone's like, oh, wow, that's so great. There's no risk there, right? It's just like truisms. It's like, Richard Branson, how did you become a billionaire? Was it through decades of cutthroat entrepreneurship and strategy? No, it's that I helped other people. And it's like, oh, wow, that's right. It's like the hot girl saying she's manifesting, right? It's like anybody can say retroactively that the way that I got ahead was to add value to others. And it's true. He did add value to others, but that's the only thing you did? Well, then how come you're not a billionaire? You add value to others, I bet. How come you're not a billionaire? Well, you scaled more of the value. No. what he did was he actually figured out a thing or two about business that he doesn't want to talk about because sometimes the truth is a little too real and people don't want to hear it. That's like David Chappelle said, when keeping it real goes wrong, right? Remember Jack Nicholson? You want the truth? What's he say? You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth, right? You go ask Tom Brady, you know, like David Patrick. He's like, Tom, who were you more happy to beat when you got your 7th Super Bowl? Was it Michael Jordan or was it your ex-coach Bill Belichick? And of course, Tom wants to beat his ex-coach Bill Belichick. Of course he does. He was the credit for his Super Bowls was being taken away from him. But now Tom is like a saint, and he doesn't experience thoughts like that. He just loves Bill Belichick entirely. He was in no way sick of being given the credit taken away for Bill Belichick at all whatsoever, even though Bill Belichick pulled Malcolm Butler when they lost to the Philadelphia Eagles and cost him another Super Bowl. But in no way did he think that. All he thought was positive thoughts because he's a good person, and he's Tom Brady the GOAT. Okay, do you see what he's doing there? He doesn't want to tell you. He's not going to tell you that. Okay? He's not going to share that with you because you can't handle the truth. He's not going to give you that easy headline. That point, he's got 7 rings. Why does he need drama to get his name out there? But of course, why do you think why did he go to Tampa Bay? Why did Tom Brady go to Tampa Bay?
To make him very.
Why didn't he just stay one more year in New England?
Ring.
Yeah, he's got to go get it. Picked a place that was home turf. Talk about vision. Named TB, Tampa Bay, and is home field advantage in the Super Bowl. I think he was the first guy ever that got a home field advantage win. He had that much confidence in himself. Great team too, but he went to Tampa Bay. Why? Because he knew that was a shot to win and to take it all home. And he came damn close the next year actually, but lost kind of on a fluke to the Rams, and he thought he'd get it on the 3rd try, right? We also, my theory about Tom, I'm just going to say it here, I think he has CTE. I think that's why he didn't keep playing. I'm serious. You notice how he's kind of like, well, anyway, guys, yeah, that's it, phone video, goodbye. You guys notice that? He probably had CTE. And why do you think Giselle probably left him? We're gossiping tonight. Well, how come? Why did Giselle leave him?
Reframes.
Why do you think Giselle left Tom Brady for a fitness trainer? Why did she do that?
What is CT going?
It's where. Okay, let's do the math here. Tom Brady, I think it was 2007. Did he maybe ever have a teammate with CTE that did something a little naughty? Anyone remember? Hernandez? What did Hernandez do? Okay, this like good-looking rich stud goes on a murderous spree. What other good-looking rich stud do we know that went on a murderous spree? What's the name of Jay-Z's one half memorable song from 444? The story of what? See, you can't even remember because that album sucks. What's the OJ, right? Why did if OJ did that, you know, as he said, made in the book, if he did it, then and like Jackson's Heisman Trophy, that doesn't make you look crazy. So if OJ did it, okay, what probably made him do that? She's just mean? What made him do that? Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Why did OJ do that? CTE, right? Why did that Hernandez, probably, I'm not an expert, I'm just guessing. Why did Hernandez go on the murdering spree? What do you think? Probably. Come on, guy. What, this guy just goes on a murdering? Like, you're this rich NFL player? Like, everything that you guys are in this seminar to learn, they have. Money, girls, mansions, fame. They play sports for a living. They're also, like, getting paid to be idiot, too. Jealous. Okay, the ultimate. As I've been saying, why did he go do that? Because he's just so overwhelmingly jealous. That's why he did it. It's probably CTE, right? Why do you think Giselle just was like, I'm out of here? Why? Like, plays till 46, sack. Come on. But, you know, he did a lot of massages with Guerrero. That'll prevent CTE. Like, come on, guys, wake up, right? So why do you think he quit? Probably that. Because if he's going to lose his wife over it, you think he'd play a couple more seasons. He had the skill. So what happened there? So, again, I'm not showing this to you to gossip. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just guessing. This is me guessing. But you should have the critical thinking abilities to look at that, and your brain should be saying, what's up with that? You should be looking through different, like 2020, like, be like, oh, 2020, like normal, yeah, that's cool, house arrest, cool, right? Like, it's like, come on, guys, like, wake up, like, look a little bit past the surface on things. So, like I was saying, just reviewing the points, in any social interaction, there's one person reacting more to the other person, that person's reacting to them. That person dictates reality, therefore that person has authority, okay? Look at some of and I'm not saying to beat, these people are disgusting pariah, may they burn in hell, but look at some of these disgusting human beings that lead these horrible, horrible, like, national movements where all these other people die. You know, you can probably guess what I'm referring to there. That's maybe a little too, even for me tonight, that's a little too hot to touch. But you know some of these motherfuckers, okay? So look at the kind of stuff that they're doing. Chanting and yelling and just all this groupthink. You ever seen the Milgram experiment? Okay, every single person, okay, we're gonna see if he's at the part crazy or batshit crazy thing. We're gonna figure it out, I'm just teasing with you. But what I'm saying is like, it's, okay, so Milgram experiment. What is the Milgram experiment? Everybody know? Who wants to stand up and share? What's the Milgram experiment? Milgram experiment is where they bring, okay, I'll just nail it, okay, because you're at the back. They bring people in, and they're like, we're gonna do a little, like it's something like this. They're like, we're gonna do a little electrical test. So you're gonna control the electrical dial, and then that guy in there will tell you when it hurts. What's that?
I know this one.
Yeah, he'll tell you when it hurts, but don't worry about it, bro. Don't listen. And the guys will be in there, and they're like turning this knob up, and the guy in the room's like, I'm dying, I'm burning. And the guy will be like, I think I'm about to murder someone. And he's like, don't worry about it. It's just for the experiment. And maybe the guy's got like, a white lab coat on, right? And people go for that. They go for that. It's like if you want to take over the, say like Mayan or Aztec culture, like you just build some big pyramid, and then you go up there and you're like, oh, nya, nya, nya. And then you just figure out when the eclipse is going to go by, and you're like, I will block out the sun, nya, 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 nya. And then all of a sudden the sun's like that, and everyone's like, ah, right? And they're like, now we do human sacrifice. Nya, nya, nya. Like some weird dance, right? Like that's all you got to do. You want to take over the whole country, just do a dance. You're like, no, I'm going to work a 9 to 5. Why are you working a 9 to 5? Okay, again, Little Wayne, a milli, like DMX now, right? Okay, where's my dogs? Ruff, ruff, ruff. Where's my dogs? Everyone's like, right? Look at the actual crowd, what they're doing, right? Look at the crowd. The rapper dude's at the front, like say it's DMX, like, and everyone's like, right? He's like, a milli. Everyone's like, They're like, brilliant, the GOAT. This guy's the GOAT, yo. Top 5 dead or alive, He's a GOAT. He's a GOAT, Right? They're like, do the dance, right? What's everyone gonna do? The whole crowd, right? What's the dance? Okay, and the dumber the dance and the more they stay congruent, the better the dance. Right? Like if you're just like, right? And then the whole crowd, you're like, right? And everyone's like, right? Remember Gangnam Style? It's like, he's like, what's the guy? He's like, I don't even know how to do that one, right? Like Gangnam Style. And everyone's like, what are they doing?
Vibing.
They are not pinging. They're not pinging. And for the same reason 2020 happens, it's the same scam. The same scam, okay? It's just people falling into groupthink by somebody who's not pinging, right? So then you're like, okay, I'll get my dating life with my big muscles. You will not get big enough muscles to beat out that guy from Instagram. You will lose. I'm gonna make money. You will lose. So what being one of one does is it makes you question who you are and how you've been living your life. It makes you think, oh, maybe I'm a little too rigid. Maybe I'm a little too boring. Maybe this person does life better than me. Maybe this person has more fun than I have. Maybe this guy's life is more fun. Maybe he's more fun to be around. Maybe he does more fun stuff. Maybe he's a little bit more free than I am. So that's why, say you go to a bar or club. You start talking to everybody. Talking. All that, very, very good. And then what happens as you're talking to everyone, you're in your flow. You stop getting in your own way. Maybe you're struggling a little bit to get in your own flow. Well, it's a lot like jerking off, isn't it, right? You start to try to rub one out, it's not gonna pop right away. You know what I mean, right? You're not, it'd be pretty hard. I don't know if anybody here can do it, I'll give you $20, I swear to God. But you gotta come out of the front, one stroke, pop it, okay? $20. Any takers? I will give you $20 and the disappeared pen. Okay? I brought it back to see you spank it. So, okay, but if you come to the front, like most people can't just go, bam, like that, right? That'd be a skill. That'd be a skill. Like you just walk in, bam. You know what I'm saying, right? But most people need Eckhart Tolle to put them in the now and the seminar to pop. You know what I'm saying? Remember that one? It's a callback humor, okay? So they need a man who needs a chiropractic adjustment and a vest to get them off. That's been my personal experience anyway. So So what happens is, it takes a minute to put yourself in a trance, right? It's a repetitive movement. Notice the repetitive movement, 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 repetitive movement. Focusing on something. Maybe you're imagining having sex. Focusing. Right? Next thing you know, babies everywhere. Right? Off to the shower. Oh, what have I done to myself? Oh, what is my no-fap WhatsApp group going to say about this? Oh, I released some unearned dopamine. Oh, stupid. Not again. Guys, I just fapped. I'm covered in semen right now. Semen everywhere. Self-esteem shot. I'm ready to end it all. They're like, keep going. Just watch some Eckhart. You watch Eckhart. Oh no! Again. Okay? You can't win, right? Well, it's that same repetitive motion again and again of repetitive, a milli, right? It's the beat. Like there's just like that. And it creates the trance. They're in a trance. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. You're getting disassociated now. The guy is at the front. He is leading the group. The group is in your frame. The group is in your frame. The group is in your frame. Where my dogs at? Whoa! Where my dogs at? Whoa! Where my dogs at? Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Where my dogs? 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 Where my dogs at? Where my dogs at? Where my dog? Where my dog? Woof, woof. Give me that. Woof, woof. Everybody. Woof, woof. Everybody. Woof, woof. Everybody. Woof, woof. 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 Where my dogs? Where my dogs? Where my dogs? Woof, woof. Woof, woof. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 right? What am I doing here? If you're half crazy, they think you're nuts. If you're batshit crazy, they make you their leader. You see? So, another water after that, please. So, want to do it again? Okay. So, if you gotta own the frame. Okay? I've been owning the frame since I'm 22 years old, boy. So I'm 22. I learned that back in the day. He gets it. Okay? I learned that back in the day. And what you're doing is you're making yourself one-to-one. Now, a lot of people, I'll put this out, and they'll see this, and they'll go, huh? That's what they're teaching? Oh my God. Yeah, right. Go to a club. Tonight, second you see it at home, try it their way. Yeah. Okay? Try it there. Go to your 24-hour fitness with your protein shake. And some creatine. Maybe you do a little TRT. That's probably fine, right? Steroids and stuff. So, I don't even know science about that. But the point is, okay, they go do that. It's not enough. You gotta understand, I've been smashing, crushing clubs for decades. Go to a club and have some fun. It's like a joke. It's a joke. It is a joke. It's a joke, okay? This is the second best way I can teach you, barring taking you out. That's the real way, because then you come watch me, okay? Then you come watch me. But being one-to-one, it could be something high energy like I'm doing here to entertain a crowd, but it could also be the way that, who's that guy from The Doors? Jim Morrison, right? He kind of has his little swag. Jim Morrison's little swag is kind of chill, right? And like Eckhart, right? It's the chill swag. I'm doing it like the DMX swag. White boy DMX swag. But the chill swag, right? Like Jim Morrison come in and be like, he sits down, maybe on a date. I'm Jim Morrison. And as soon as he acts like that, you start questioning, are you not chill enough? Am I not chill enough? I mean, this guy's Jim Morrison. Why does Jim Morrison get to act like that? Top dog. Why does Jimi Hendrix get to all that stuff? He's top dog, right? So we spend our whole life Look, you asked the wrong question. You lived an entire life asking the wrong question. You live your entire life asking the wrong question. How do I fit in? Well, a couple points I want to make here. If you want to make your money using things like venture capital or within the system, I can support you in that. I coach people like that. I don't talk how I'm talking here. I don't teach what I'm teaching here. I teach completely different things. A lot of people that have VC money, I teach them things like underground marketing tactics as applied to a business that normally would be cowardly. And that's how I make a lot of money. And that's how they make a lot of money. And I can help them to make a lot of money. So I've done that. I've done that for equity. I've done that for premium coaching fees. It's fun. And I've done that for connections and for help from them and for different investments and all sorts of stuff. And I played that game. So if you ask yourself, what is the lifestyle you're in? If you're in a lifestyle where, like, I don't know, maybe you really are a male model. Like you are a Giga Chad in the waiting, and 18 months in the gym from now, and you'll beat the crap out of that Instagram guy I showed you any day. Maybe you really are going to own a real estate, like a giant estate tomorrow, and that's your path. But like in my case, I'm 44. My birthday today. I haven't fun with you guys, so I'm having a little extra fun today. And I understood. I've been a lifestyle company. I'm like, this is a lifestyle company. This is what this is. It's not. I'm not getting VC money for this. So if that's the case, what am I going to do? I'm going to have fun. And if I'm using the force of my personality to build a brand, punch through the freaking wall, man. Punch through the wall, right? The biggest competitor is not some other competitor in your niche. The biggest competitor is apathy, indifference, lack of awareness. So, I joke about the beard being the biggest idiot, but it's also, somebody watches a video, guy's got a giant beard, just a bit more likely to remember it. It's a simple thing to understand, just a little bit more likely to remember it. So know where you're at. And we'll be going through a lot of this tomorrow. Okay, we'll be back tomorrow. You guys want to learn how to make a lot of money? Yes. Back tomorrow. You guys want to learn a lot of social skills? Yes. Back tomorrow, okay? And tomorrow we're going to go through a whole course. And we're going to go through bit by bit. We're going to do a different type of day tomorrow. So I teach in different ways. Some days I like to teach with structured step by step by step. A lot of my courses have that. They're a little bit more dense. But sometimes at events like this, a free event, I like to teach using energy. So I'm not just, like I said, like, it's not like I'm like, Simon Sinek coming in being like, you've got to be one of one, and then I just don't show it. Like I'm showing you, I'm just riffing. I'm just like spitballing with you. I'm just throwing mud at the wall, throwing turds at the wall like a monkey, right? So I'm just throwing a couple of turds at the wall here, and I'm just showing you examples of one of one. I don't think this is the only way to build a brand. I don't think it's the only way to build social skills. Little elements of it. You could look at little elements of what I'm doing there, and you can sort of pull little elements out depending on where you want to go with it. If you're an entertainer or rapper, maybe go all out. If you're somebody who's a coach, maybe you put little elements of it in. Look at who got the biggest as a coach in the past couple of years, who became the biggest coach in the entire world. It was Tate. Right now, that went a little far. Didn't expect that, right? It's like, it's like there's a old meme of a kid shaking a bottle of ketchup. He's trying to like get like a controlled explosion, like have it just pop out the front, but then it goes like that and it explodes. Kind of did that a little bit. Julian did too. But so we know well. But look how big he got. Why did he get so big? Character, personality, character, cuts through the noise. Is he somebody who pings off of other people's reality? No. Even if you hate the guy, you're allowed to hate the guy if you want. I'm not here to make a judgment on that. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to make the point. He doesn't care either, I promise you. So he uses personality, right? Tate is you could argue he's the less pretty of the two between him and his brother Tristan, right? Tristan's more of a pretty boy. Tate's more of like a man's man kind of look, right? But why is Tate always the alpha between the two? Even though, and Tristan's not exactly what we call a beta male, right? Not even 1%. So why is it that Tate's just a little bit more the leader? Maybe he's the older brother, but why?
Behavioral modeling.
What's that?
Behavioral modeling.
Behavior modeling? Yeah, you got it. So what's he doing? He's pinging slightly less than his brother. Slightly less. He's a little more unhinged. Right? You ever seen the videos he pulls out a sword? You ever seen that? I have a sword. Every man needs a sword. And then he'll give you a riff on why you need a sword. He has riffs on why, like, you can't hold a bottle of water. He'd be mad at this. I can't even remember that. It was like, what did he say? It was like, yeah, he's like, he likes or doesn't like sparkling water. What is it?
He likes it.
Yeah, he likes sparkling water, right? He'll tell you that you should live on a diet of coffee and cigarettes, and you'll start to question yourself. Like, should I really do that? Should I live on coffee and cigarettes? Like, you'll start to wonder, because he believes in what it is that he's saying, right? So because he believes in what it is that he's saying, he has really tremendous influence. Those key points there, you've been playing the wrong game is the answer, right? So again, look at Tate. Tate understands you don't get anywhere by trying to fit in. You don't get anywhere by trying to hide. You don't get anywhere by muting yourself. You don't get anywhere by playing other people's rules. Instead, what you do is you become one-on-one. Now, by the way, if you actually look at the sum total of like everything he said, I mean, is it even like, I mean, he would say some things to troll that even he's just saying to troll, you know, because people will be like, well, do you like Tate? It's like, well, even he's trolling. He doesn't agree with everything he's saying. He's trolling. But of the stuff that he was serious, because he said things he's serious about as well, what's like the Eden thing that he's really saying? Like, for a guy who became the most successful coach in the world for a minute, and most Googled person in the world, what was he really saying to do? I mean, we could summarize his advice probably in under 3 minutes.
Wake up.
Like work out, make a business,
Listen to your coaches.
have multiple passports.
Escape the matrix.
Yeah, like, which is like a catch-all term, just like, I mean, we've been saying that for years. You know, it's like escape the matrix, right? It's like, what does poor man even say? Like, what does poor guy even say? Like, go to the gym. And he even says he's naturally jacked and doesn't even train that much because he's naturally jacked or something. I don't know the whole deal of that. But like, he basically says, go to the gym, make some cash, look for some good opportunities, man up. Like, it's stuff that coaches have said for years. But there's something about when Tate says it sinks in, doesn't it? Yeah. Right? And you know that's why they attacked him? It wasn't because he's a content creator. There's content creators that say way worse stuff than him. And you all know it. You know plenty of them, particularly on the left. So why did they get after him? He was not a content creator. He's a thought leader. Say that word, thought leader. Thought leader. And what that meant is that he could move people, right? He can move people. You know, there's plenty of people that said similar things to Martin Luther King, but they go after Martin Luther King because he moves people. Content creator, thought leader, two different things, right? And the thought leader is somebody who, and again, I don't agree with everything that this guy says. I mean, this guy's got videos clowning me. So he actually does. So yeah, you can look him up. So you know, but I'm chilling. So it's one of these things where I cried actually, but it's one of these things, right? Where you can see what he's doing there is he's just really in his own frame, and he's really he's just in his own energy. He's in his own frame. He says things with his way. He has his own, like, he has all these little, like, Tateisms, like, expressions, things like that. And he really believes those things that he's saying, like, the ones that he's serious about, right? Like, he believes that. He lives that. It's a lived truth for him. And so he's just sharing what is his lived truth. Now, by the way, one thing that's a little scary, but as we move into a world of less expression, if you kind of think about it, a lot of these guys like him who express, let me ask you a paradoxical question. What is the real reason they hate this guy? What do you think it is?
Because they can't be who they wish they could be.
Yes, say that louder, say louder.
He has the freedom to be who they wish they could be.
Yeah, he has the freedom to be himself, and they wish they had the freedom to be their self. Now, if you want to understand this at a kind of scientific level, what he did, so you have individualism and collectivist-based societies, right? And usually society is kind of a tug of war of both sides, right? It's kind of healthy. And what you basically have is that for collectivism to work at a high level, everybody has to dim their light. Okay, for collectivism to work, everybody has to dim their light. So collectivism only works when other people dim their light. Now, there's healthy collectivism and there's toxic collectivism, right? So let me give an example. Healthy collectivism, in my view, would be like, let's say that we were on the Titanic and we happen to get a lifeboat. And in order for us to get to the shore, we all have to paddle because it's like a mid-sized boat. So we all have to paddle, right? And there's just enough food in there that we can all be a bit hungry, but we have to share it. So if one person goes and pigs out on it, they call this a tragedy of the commons as well, this loosely. If one person pigs out on it, we all die. Okay? So so collectivism, when done properly, and now collectivists will believe that everything is like that, by the way. It's all that, right? We're gonna shove it in you, we're gonna lock you up. It's all that, or we're all gonna die, right? The sky's always falling for collectivists. For collectivists, the sky's falling 24 hours a day. And some stuff they're right. It's a shame too, because they're Chicken Little, right? They cry wolf so much that even stuff that they're right about, we don't know if they're telling the truth because they cry wolf so much. But sometimes they are right. This is why you have to still consider what they have to say, no matter where you land on the political spectrum. So healthy collectivism is where we all work something together, we can get a better situation. Toxic collectivism is where the cancer of collectivism is such that lazy people and people that are stifled rule. And in order to make sure that nobody can be above them, they shove everyone else down. And then what they do is and you'll see in collectivist societies, you see a lot of murder. Look at the amount of murder during when Mao was around in China. Just the sheer volume of murder when communism got put in. What are the numbers? How many people were murdered during Mao's revolution? There's different estimates, official numbers estimates. They say around 100 million. Just 100 million, right? Just like 100 million. Like, all cool. Like, if you saw this guy just get a chain to the face, you'd be traumatized for 50 years. Just a chain to the face. You have a big scar, you'd be okay. You'd be traumatized for 50 years. 100 million dead. But, whatever. Right? Whatever. Right? So, Soviet Union. How many people died in that one? Stalin.
65 million, I think.
I'll check the numbers on it. But, whatever. Yeah, we don't actually know. But estimates, right?
It was so bad they
Yeah.
didn't even know.
So bad they don't even know. But, whatever. Hey, at least, they got all in line. That's cool, right? And why do you think they hate Christianity in collectivist systems? Why do they hate Jesus?
Because the government Christians
The state has to be God, right? The state is God. So that they can say, oh, purge, purge, purge. They don't believe in the state. So that's how you create, because how do you get in a murder 100 million countrymen? You play on victim thinking, you demonize, and then you basically just say, get them, right? And you play on the fact that those people that are stifled, they themselves know that the only way that they could be at the top is if the people that are less stifled and more at their potential get cut down. But then everybody just goes broke, and in the end, usually what winds up happening is somebody just becomes a dictator. They just wind up living under a dictator. Okay, so...
Only one person is allowed their light
what's that?
in the dictatorship.
Yeah, one guy gets the light only. But by the way, notice that we here in America, do we ever talk about, and I wouldn't say militarily, but maybe with cultural influence by showing a better life, do we ever talk about maybe showing cool examples that China would ever want to be free? Do we ever talk about 1 billion people under communism as a tragedy? Or do we just learn how to pander to them? Are we punching or counterpunching on that?
Counterpunching that.
Right? What are we doing there? It's modify our movies, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Okay?
Pandering to China.
Absolute pandering, and nobody wants to say it because nobody wants to lose that Chinese sweet titty. Nobody wants to lose it, right? And there's a lack of courage, You remember, I'm a huge fan of LeBron James, but you remember, even one little thing, I think it was Daryl Morey said about, that he didn't like about China, and he's like, you could create a lot of trouble, man, and all this kind of stuff. And LeBron James has now paid the ultimate price for pandering, by the way. You know what I mean. And if you don't know, look it up. He's paid the ultimate price. The number one price that I would never want to pay. And he pandered. Now he's paid that ultimate price. You can look that up. So, pretty crazy stuff, right? Because he couldn't speak up. And that guy knows health. So, anyway, with, no greater price to pay. I'm not talking about nothing. So, yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm not talking about nothing. Okay? So, let's go back on the Seal Man. So, the Seal Man, we talk about collectivism, right? So, maybe there's purposes for collectivism. But in my view, the worst form of it is, you ever notice that when you see these preachy, annoying media pundits that just sit there going, that's just disgusting and gross and ew. You see this guy on CNN, a Don Lemon type of guy, right? Okay, oh my God, you have an opinion other than mine. Oh, okay, you see that? That to them, judgment and preaching is their version of status. That's how they get status. Not by working harder, not by being more unstifled. It's a reverse universe. They reverse it, they flip it. So in the same way that when you hear that guy talk, you're like, how does anyone watch this? It's oh, like that. When somebody who's in that mode hears somebody who's free, they instinctively want to destroy it and kill it. Kill, kill, murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill. Red rum, nah, nah, nah. They just feel it. It's an instinct they feel. You'll see it because when you go out and you have fun, you ever remember that one video that was called Tyler Durden destroys an AMOG? It was in Seattle. Do you guys remember that one? That guy was preaching at me and I told him it was a famous video. So that guy, Yeah, he's like, he's in that mode. He's in that like that Matrix agent type of mode. And and he doesn't know his mind is possessed. And so what's happening is he sees me having fun, and then he starts lying about what it was that I was doing. Now I was filming that, so I actually showed the replay in the video. He's like, you did this and this that was bad. And in the video, I cut back and I show what was happening, and he just looks like a moron. And you even see the people I'm talking to like, this is so fun. Like, it's ridiculous what he's saying. So, but he'll see it like that as a shaming tactic. He's just doing that to gain status. Why does he do that? Because he doesn't know how to unstifle himself. He doesn't know how to gain status. So you have to understand that the opposite of what it is that we're talking about here, the opposite of it is that. Okay? A lot of people that just speak freely, they're hated and they don't know why. For example, if somebody hates Donald Trump on policy, I give them a lot of props on that because they have an opinion. Somebody hates Donald Trump on his values, not a selectively cut video on CNN, but they went and watched the full speech. I watched that whole speech, the whole thing. I don't like what he said. Amazing. You have your own opinion. You're not just following in the opinion of a conservative. But if you're somebody who just looks at the guy and his wife is beautiful and he runs a beauty pageant and he has buildings with his name on it and he golfs and he has fun and all that kind of stuff, and you just feel physically revolted by it, you don't know one policy, you don't know how it impacted the economy, you never even looked into it, and you just hate him because he's just sort of being himself, what does that say about you, right? And a lot of the culture war that you see is just based on that. It's literally just like people that are unstifled against people that are stifled. It's actually just that. Because someone who's stifled needs everyone else to be stifled for them to be okay. And that's why so much purging and death happens around those systems in many cases. But again, there's healthy versions of collectivism as well, right? I name one, the boat example, right? So that's the problem, is then they cry wolf all the time, chicken little all the time, but then the problem is sometimes they're right about some stuff, and then we're like, more lies, right? And it's like, no, it's actually true. Like, on this one, we have to come together, but we don't know what that is because they're always saying it. So it creates huge political problems, okay? Okay? So
basically,
yep.
steel man means like the example you gave about the
What man? What man?
steel man. Is that what it's
A steel man argument. Give me a second, boys. A steel man argument is the strongest argument that you can argue. A straw man is the weakest argument you can argue, right? So, it's like commies, losers, like Trump and Tate, God, right? Something like that, right? That's a derper argument, right? You're just in a derp state. You're like in a non-thinking state and just like attacking, not understanding the broader issue, not understanding the issue's multifaceted, not understanding that people on the right and left have points. Sometimes you shouldn't be unstifled is a point, right? Like there's points in almost anything that you could find if you look hard enough. So a straw man argument is attacking not based on the virtues or merit or the strongest possible position. Steel man argument would be me saying things like the boat example. That would be a steel man argument. Like a good example of why we need collectivism is we're all in a boat. There's enough food that if the boat takes 10 people to paddle it. There's just enough food for 10 people to survive, to get to the shore. If one person eats all the food, like, I'm not going to be stifled. I'm taking the food. Individualism, right? And then everybody dies. So that's the difference between, and that would be the argument for people who believe in collectivism is you're going to kill us. You're going to inadvertently kill us. The problem is these guys now think walking out of your house is going to inadvertently kill you. So, and they believe it. They're like, it is! So, and by the way, the killed grandma argument, they actually did kill grandma. My kid's grandma. They killed my kid's grandma, by the way. She had cancer, couldn't get the cancer treatment. So, argument cuts both ways. That actually happens. It's incredibly sad. So, anyway, main takeaways here that I'm trying to get at you. I'm trying to show you when I tackle something, okay? If I'm going to come do an event, especially when I'm doing it for free. If I'm going to tackle something at a free tour, I try to use, because I'm not doing free tours forever, so I try to use these events to tackle things that you couldn't get anywhere else. That's really what I'm looking to do, okay? So, if I do a training, or if I do a paid training, or if I do, a typical seminar that I would do, like a proper seminar, it's a little bit more about you specifically, and it's more exercise driven. But if I'm gonna come here and we're gonna share, I wanna share something with you that, might have been 20 years for me to understand. Might have taken me decades to understand, okay? So I'm trying to hit on nuance, and I'm trying to speak here a little bit in a manner to force you to have to lean into it. I'm not just giving you the straight answers. I'm saying things that are not true sometimes as a joke, that you should be able to detect what that is. Like the other day, I made an analogy. I said, Kobe's not dead. Kobe's in the room right now. You know, and poor Sid, after people were like, was Kobe here? Did he fake his death, right? And I'm like, come on, man. Like, it's like, because look, like if I'm just like, if I say, Kobe Bryant was a role model, and Kobe Bryant inspired people, and in many ways that inspiration kind of is part of who you are, so therefore it's almost like he's in the room. Like, that's boring. That sucks, you know what I mean, right? It doesn't make you think. That, to me, that's like, now to a dummy, they're like, no, like I need it spelled out. Well then, go to spelling school, you know, right? Like go figure that part of your mind out. But I think somebody who's intelligent, if I'm speaking to somebody who's intelligent, maybe from an artistic standpoint, I might say, Kobe is in the room right now, as I did that night, and you just watch the energy shift in the room because you have to lean into it. When I can get you to lean into the idea, and I can get you to come to the conclusion yourself, and I can get you to think critically about what's being said, that's more powerful. If I'm up here barking like I'm DMX, you know, in the same light, there's probably one or two people in this room like, is he just saying to bark like DMX? And they may run down the street just barking like DMX, like, and that's my legacy. Like some weirdo who for 40 years thinks to bark like DMX, like, that could work in a club, by the way. But nonetheless, you know, but he thinks that that's what he took from it, right? But I mean, what am I teaching you here? Critical thinking, think for yourself. So I'm not gonna like remove from the experience of somebody who has, because I don't know about you guys, like I don't want to just watch the obvious movie. I want to watch the movie that it makes you think. You have to think about it. It's a little bit challenging. So I don't want to take away from your experience. If you're somebody who wants to be challenged, I want to challenge you a little bit. Like I don't just want to do, like I'm a huge Tony Robbins fan. I spend a ton of money at his events. I recommend them. I think they're amazing. But I don't, just for me, I'm a little bit, have my own personality. And the way that I like to do things is I don't just want to be like, everyone say yes, yes. Here's the 5 things of a victim thing. You know, I like to challenge you. I like to show you different energies. I like to embody those energies as I show it to you, which allows you to absorb them. You become who you hang out with and get you thinking a little bit outside the box. And what I'm doing is almost like a mass hypnosis right here. And I'm trying to break the group think. I'm trying to find that group think part of your mind that's stifling you and boxing you in, and I'm attacking it. My goal is to really do a beat down on it. Like it's like 10 dudes with a baseball bat found the groupthink part of your brain and just beat it down. And I'm sparing no effort here, okay? I'm giving you everything I have to try to break that down. So you've watched me attack groupthink in more academic type programs like Blueprint Decoded, where I break it down in a methodical way to make you understand it. You've watched me bring, and we'll do some of this tomorrow, you've watched me bring people up to the front, and you've seen how I kind of, break them down and, get them yelling and get them to unshackle all the stifling and things like that. You've seen all sorts of different examples of it. What I aim to do tonight is I'm trying to show you some of the broader theory behind it. What is stifling? Where does stifling come from? What is groupthink? What is seeing things for yourself? What does it mean that in any social interaction, one person's pinging more than the other? What does it mean to be one of one? How does being one of one allow you to attract literally anybody? Like maybe not every single person, but every caliber of person is not off the table for you. How does being one of one allow you to be, whether it's a social media influencer, entertainer, or a business person, and have personality so that you can be an ambassador for your brand? How can we stop trying to play other people's games, like whether that's trying to get, like the muscles money thing, which you should get for your own fun. Like, yeah, make as much money as you want to make, go hit the gym, do it great, but don't think that's going to solve all your problems. And how can being one of one fix that? And where have you been asking the wrong questions for all of these years? Okay, where have those wrong questions been? And what is the correct question? What is the question that maybe somebody like Andrew, who maybe thinks a little bit deeper, looks at it and goes, they're not gonna win that way. I can't win that way. Here's how you win, right? And he's had his issues, but the point is, he charted his own course. And, everyone's definition of winning is a little bit different, but he was able to accomplish his own win and is on the path to doing further, no matter where he winds up, good or bad, because he's got the word out on certain things. So, and notice how even his advice being simple, but he becomes not a content creator, but a thought leader. And that's where real leadership is made, right? That next, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, right? They have swagger, they have personality. They're unique, they're one of one. They have a unique energy signature. They're not a jag, just another guy. Say the word, just another guy. Just another guy. Okay, say a unique energy signature, right? They have their own style, they have their own swagger. They have their own opinions of things. They have their own energetic kind of bubble or energetic entity with boundaries around it, with their own thoughts. That's something that really makes you stand out. I'll also tell you that the most beautiful and attractive women I've ever met really tend to grab it, like because they've seen it all. They've been on the yachts, they've been in the car, they've seen all this stuff. When they meet somebody who truly is not seeking their approval and is truly deeply themselves and has cultivated those levels of energy in themselves, if that becomes you, you cultivate that level of energy in yourself. If you cultivate that level of energy in yourself, if you cultivate your own swagger, right? What does it mean to have your own swagger? What does it mean to stand out? Who are the most popular rappers, popular entertainers? Who are the most memorable people? Whose frames do we enter into? How did I get a generation of guys to go out 4 days a week? I mean, think about that. How did I get like forget what you do. Like, you're gonna give me 20 hours of your week every week for years. You're gonna give that to me. And I'm gonna show you that that's a win-win. You're gonna give me, I'm gonna tell you what to do with 20 hours of your week for 5 years. And I'm gonna make that cool, and I'm gonna make that a win for you, and I'll show you how. I remember I met a guy who was one of the original surfers. You know what he said? He said, one of the original surfers, he said, we convinced the world that surfing is cool. Let that land, okay? Remember I talked about the meaning of life is that life is, right? Here's something to marinate on. We got a generation of people to believe that surfing is cool. Marinate on that. You want to make $1 billion for real? Marinate on that. Dana White did. Dana White got a generation of people to think that watching two men or women beat the living crap out of each other and blood out of each other is cool. Okay, I talked about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is about my size. In the NBA, there's no little person NBA, right? In hockey, there's no little person hockey. In football, there's no little person football. Do you remember being a kid and it was all about like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, George Foreman, beautiful story. One of my favorite movies of all time, the George Foreman movie that came out. Remember it was all about that? But then suddenly it's little guy boxing. I seen Manny Pacquiao out in Marquee in Vegas. He's the most nondescript little dude. Is he 5'6" or something?
Yeah.
He looked about 5, remember, it's 5'6". How did 5'6" boxing become the most popular boxing?
There are no more heavyweight champions.
What's that?
There are no more serious heavyweight champions anymore.
Could be, I don't know.
Aren't they all Russian now, I think?
But could be, I don't know. But you know, but maybe that's the point, right? If they're all Russian, maybe don't have as much personality. But whatever the case is, who had the most personality in all boxing? Who was the man back in the day? Muhammad Ali. Look at all his personality. Look at Tyson. Look at all his personality. All of a sudden, it's Mayweather. Little guy boxing takes over big guy boxing. People want to watch Canelo. They want to watch Floyd, Pacquiao. Look at MMA. Conor McGregor made that sport. I think the guy's got a lot of things I disagree with about him, but he made that sport. What do you do? Him and Dana White and others convince a generation of people that that's cool. Andrew Tate convinced a generation of kids that they got to drive a Bugatti and get a sword, right? He made that cool. So when you're thinking about how to make money, you want to talk about that crazy idea, you can make something cool. And you see guys saying, well, I'm not tall or good looking enough or have enough muscle. You have a weak frame. That's your life is moment, by the way. You have a weak frame. It's not that you're not tall enough or good looking enough. You have a weak frame. And what does that mean at its core, that you have a weak frame? It means that in that little pinging thing, you're weak. It means that if I bring you up here and I start insulting you, you might feel bad. It means that if I bring you up here and another person starts insulting you, you might feel bad. You're bad. Real bad. Okay? So what happens, and so I do exercise on this. And I'll bring a guy up and start cutting him down a little bit, and then they make TikToks out of it, and they do 5 million views on TikTok saying, you're being mean to this kid, and then they'll get put on every like Tom Segura and like H3H3 and all these guys, and they'll be like, look, these guys are paying money to get insulted, ha ha ha, and then they find joking clips that I make, like I'm serious, and they're like, look at this guy, and it serves more to further stifle people. Because, for example, the one kid that I was helping out, who's no longer a kid, is a father now. He got briefly an Instagram model girlfriend, and he started making money. And this is the one that they're saying that I'm being mean to him. He had toxic shyness. I was going at him because he's potentially could blow his own brains out. He's got a kid coming out. He's sitting in my seminar 2 weeks ago. His girl's 9 months pregnant. that kid would have died as a virgin. Now he's going to be a father. And now he's got a bit of paper. Could you give a hand for him, by the way? It's like a beautiful thing. It's very cool seeing him. And the thing is, because he got a little bit picked on, he learned how to own his frame a little bit more. He's got a long way to go. He always comes to me. He's like, yeah, I'm killing it, but I got a long way to go. You know, maybe he'll fall back. Sometimes inspirational stories fall back. Sometimes they move forward even more. I'm there to help him. But it's you have to start to get a frame, right? But how do you get a frame? You got to get picked at a bit, right? So in a world where you can't trigger anybody, what are they trying to do to you?
Weaken your frame.
They're trying to weaken your frame.
Dim your light.
They're trying to get you to dim your light. They're trying to take you down this path where your biggest fear is. They're trying to. It's basically like they're trying to create this weakened world, but that weakened world can only survive if everybody has a weak frame, nobody triggers each other, and everybody walks on eggshells being stifled. And then everybody shames each other and cross-shaming. That's the only way that world can exist. But I have a different view of America, and that's me growing up as a Canadian. But my sons are American. You know my view of America? And everybody will have their own view. I'm going to share mine, okay? Here in DC on my birthday, okay? Here, I'm going to share you my view of an American. And this is for my sons, okay? Because I wasn't born here. This is for my sons. An American is somebody who likes to have fun. Honestly, somebody who likes to have fun. Yeah. An American is somebody who wants to be self-reliant. That's another one. American is not somebody who's sensitive. American is not somebody who makes an excuse. American is somebody who has pride, even knowing that there's problems in the country, bad ones, even the way it was founded, there's problems, but has pride in their country as being the tip of the spear that helped to create freedom for everybody else. Couldn't create it right away, but was the tip of the spear to get us there. America was the people that cared enough to get it right. America's people who want to be maybe a little loud. You know what I love being in Europe. You know, there's a bunch of like refined French people. And I love French people. You know, sitting there, they got their little tea, cigarette, right? And some Americans like walks in, like, what's up? And they're like, oh, vulgar, right? These Americans. That's what I love in an American. You know what I mean? Because he likes to have fun, she likes to have fun, we like to have fun. He's not sensitive, we're not sensitive. He's making money. He wants some money, goes and gets it. Want some money? Go get it. Like T.I. said, go get it, right? It's like T.I. said, go get it. You want something, you go get it. You're not asking for a handout. You're not sensitive. Your feelings don't get hurt. You're not afraid to go talk to people. Talking to people is the bare minimum. Remember I started this seminar saying, what is the bare minimum? What if we made being broke creepy? What if we made being shy creepy? What if we made not being here with girls creepy? And that's not means it's true. Doesn't mean it's true, but it's a thought experiment. What if it was creepy that you're stifled? What if it was creepy that you're triggered? What if it was creepy that you're looking to other people to get you paid? And there's points that collectivists have on this too, and I don't want a McDonald's put in the middle of Yellowstone National Park, right? So you don't need to like, you know, freedom doesn't necessarily mean that everyone has to own a nuclear bomb, but I'm just making the point like Americans like to have fun, right? And in a world that's coming where we will be under so much surveillance, everything we do will be surveilled. Now, the funny counterpoint is they're also gonna have deep fakes. So people say some crazy stuff about deep fake. But the point is like, it's happening. It's happening for real. But in a world of surveillance, social credit scores, mandates, America's gonna have to decide what it means to be an American. And in my view, and I'm gonna tell you something that's just subjectively true to me that I'm not trying to put on you, I'm just gonna give you my opinion. This is my opinion, and I'm not claiming to have any kind of access to a divinity that you guys don't have. But I really believe that freedom, the environment in which we can achieve freedom, is also the environment in which our souls can ascend. And the reason why is because it gives us the freedom of choice. Why did God say, I'm not just gonna make everyone moral? Why did God say, everyone will be forced to be moral? With a social credit score system, and cameras everywhere, like in China. Why did God say, you have the choice? You have to make the choice. Because otherwise, imagine how lonely, imagine if you were God. Not that you are, but imagine if you were God, how lonely you'd be with no one to share infinity with. And then you just made some plasticine creatures that just do exactly what you say. But imagine if you increased the stakes and you made beings who knew that they would die eventually, which gave them great incentive to do the right thing for legacy reasons, beings that would die, and also beings that could make the choice. And freedom is the environment in which we get to make the choice. But they want to strip that from us. They want to strip our ability to make the choice. But we have to choose to work. We have to choose to be unstifled. We have to choose to have fun. We have to choose not to be triggered. If we make an environment, just a sanitized, Nerf-like environment, I mean, do you guys realize that what a wolf can turn into eventually with enough domestication? And humans can be turned, many humans are closer to that. And each generation, we are closer to that. And getting away from the essence of who we are. But what I would tell you is that we live in fear, but we can try to stretch out our lives as much as we want. And I respect life and always want to stretch out everybody's life as much as we possibly can, within reason though. And we can aim to stretch out our life and to find the infinite in breadth. Maybe you even live with, if you took a lot of supplements, you could live to be 130 years old. 130 years old still sucks, guys. That still sucks. Say you live to be 5,000. That sucks. 5,000 sucks. Okay, again, another little weird thought experiment I'll give you. But why does 5,000 suck? Because 5,000 is not even a fart in the history of the universe. It's not a blink. It's nothing. So even 5,000 years is not enough. So we're never going to find the infinite in 5,000 years, not in 100,000 years. There's only one place that we can look for the infinite. Where is that?
Right now.
In the depth. And so life, whether your life is 5,000 years, 72 years, for some of us in this room, it'll be 40 years, 50 years, whatever it is, every moment that you have is a moment to celebrate, to go like a rocket. Eckhart Tolle, you can bust a nut, right? Every single moment that you have, is an actual opportunity. Eating food, on the bus, in the seminar room. We can make the seminar tonight boring, we can make it crazy. We can do anything in between that we want to, right? So each moment that you have, you can find that. And so, do you remember that I said to you, I'm not paid enough to sell out? That's because I'm looking to create moments of great depth. I want to have great sex. I want to have great nights out with my friend. I want to eat great food. I want to do great parties. I want to go on great outdoor adventures. I want to have great fun with my children. That kind of fun could be us, up in a mountain in Alaska. Or it could be us hiking Nepali coast about to die. So it's not always even about like a funny moment. It can be a profound moment in many different ways. And you can allow, the structure to turn you into being so stifled that you get bug-eyed and you get that Zuckerberg eyes, right? And live in this fear, this gnawing, permanent fear, and trying to fit in. But at the end of the day, you'll never find the infinite there, right? Now, likewise, the infinite is not about just making it about you either, right? And we'll chat more. But it's about how you can shine your light, which then allows other people to shine theirs. And that's what I think of as America. And if we lose America, because we're in real jeopardy of that, people think that could never happen. That could absolutely happen. The way that I think about America is I don't think about it as a piece of geography, even though it is, but we could lose it. But I think about it as, the way that I think about America is in life, you have the physical world and you have the divine. And there's little tiny cracks in the veil. And when we had the idea of freedom and not just to be ruled by some dipshit king, there was a tiny little crack in the veil, right? And these incredible philosophers had that epiphany, and they were willing to, sign their name on this document and risk death. They said, I'd rather die than live like this. And what happened was there was a little crack in the veil, and what wound up happening is that we had light come in for us, and people died for that light. People literally died for that. And there's a movie I watched when I was a kid, you might remember, it's called The Never-Ending Story. And Fantasia is getting eaten by this black goop, right? And Fantasia is the land of creativity. And the main character, he's fighting, he's trying to stop it. And right at the end, he says, where's Fantasia? And it's just this last little light before all the light goes out. And there could be people that could maybe watch this video from tonight or have their own ideas about it, that watch that in the future, that could be the last conscious person on earth. As the earth has fallen into this dipshit, stifled, safetyism, 2020 disgusting satanic mess. And the last remaining person who can think for themselves, who hides from the AI in a cave, sits there all alone with the last remaining light of freedom. And that light will be America. That will represent America. That could be a light. That could be someone in the middle of Afghanistan who can still think for themselves and isn't stifled and is really who they are. Like the Timothy Grover book about winning, right? They're really who they are. The last remaining person on earth who is who they are and has the courage to be themselves. The last remaining person. And that person will represent the spirit of America. And that's that spirit that every single one of you in this room can choose to fight for and to represent, or can choose to hide from. And you could think, oh, the greatest wealth in life is just money, and maybe that could be true for you, but you could also be somebody who doesn't have to give away your soul. Okay? And when you die, what will be left? What core essence in you? Something proactive. Its own proactive force will be left. Why did God give us the choice? And what is it that's being formed while alive? When Jesus goes on the cross and dies, what does it mean to have resurrection? What does it mean to have a second birth? Okay, so as we get, and we'll work on this, but as we get attacked, okay, we're getting attacked, we're being attacked, okay? And what winds up happening is, in a state of forgiveness that he had, he recognized his spiritual self, right? He wasn't just in his physical self or his ego, he's in his spiritual self, the infinite self. And the light shines brighter and it switches him on, he has a second birth. So those people in the future that are being attacked, and they'll feel this urge to be safe, just give in to the collective, be safe. And they'll be the last people on earth before the lights go out. And maybe some of them will choose to save their souls and they'll die. But in my belief system, they will go on. While everybody else who tethers their soul into the physical and the collective and their ego and their fear, the lights will go out. And that satanic force will have come and eaten all of their souls. And when you look in the eye of those people that have allowed that to happen, do you see anybody home? Or do you see the howling void behind the eyes and the autopilot responses just do whatever they're told? And what is the price of your soul? This is why when you read the Gospels, read the Sermon on the Mount, they talk about what is the price of your soul. Don't fear what's going to kill the physical body. Fear what will kill the soul. And my sons, after I am dead, will probably be alive in this reality, and so will your kids too. We'll probably make it to somewhere at the end where things are normal, but our children may see that. And if we're on that other side of the veil, we're not going to get to meet our children because they'll be sucked into that void. And so what I would say to my sons is, no matter what, when they come, if you have to hide in a cave, if you got to be in isolation, if they kill you, don't let them take your soul. Never let them have it. Ever. Nothing is worth it. No amount of torture, and that's what Jesus was showing you, no amount of torture is worth it. Because the physical body may be there, but there's no light behind the eyes. It's just this vacant, schizoid core running on autopilot. And a rare few of those can perhaps snap back out of it, perhaps through pain. Sometimes pain can reawaken somebody through grace. But that's a choice that every single person will make. And that's also a choice that you don't have to wait till the end of the universe to do that. But that's a choice that you can make right now today, okay? So it's my 44th birthday. This is my 44th birthday speech that I wanted to share with you guys. And I want to thank you guys very much for being here. It's a lot of fun being here. Thank you guys very much. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. This is fun. I really meant everything I said too on that. Yeah, I really meant it, right? It's an act of spiritual defiance to be fun and to express yourself. I truly, truly, truly believe that, okay?